Hello, welcome, welcome. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my live. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about today because this is different from the regular. This is different from the regular lecture, and this is different. Yeah, this is different. So in today's YouTube live, I will be asking you questions. I have some questions here. I'll be asking you questions. So, and you'll be answering those questions. So, I am Dr. Mojirayo, and I help students grow in academic writing, research, and confident academic presentation, no matter your field. If that sounds like what you're interested in, click the subscribe button now. It doesn't bite and it is free. Yeah, so let's get right into it. So I'm going to give you a question and you're free to answer those questions I'm going to give you different questions actually, and you will answer those questions in the live chat. So are you ready? Let's go. So question 1. Before I start, I want to know that this is not an examination. This is just to test your knowledge. So it's okay if you don't get it right. I can always explain to you why this is wrong or why this is right. So I will give you the answer, the correct answer, then I will explain why it is the correct answer. Do you understand? Now, the first question says, what is your research problem? The first question says, what is a research problem? Now, the research problem, is it the title of your research? B, the specific issue your study intends to investigate? C, the name of your supervisor? And D, the method you will use? Okay, so I'll give you opportunity to answer that question. Don't overthink it. Just answer it. Okay, now drop it in the comment section. Drop it in the live chat right now. Okay, so let's see. Do I have any question? Please, I would like you to tell me where you're watching from. If you are an undergraduate student or a postgraduate student, or you're just here to learn, or you're a PhD student, whether you're a postgraduate student, master's or PhD, or you're an undergraduate student, you're very much welcome. And feel free to drop your answers in the live chat. Yes, feel free to drop your answers in the live chat. All right, so the correct answer to that is B. The correct answer to that is B. Who got it right? Whether in your mind or in the live chat, who got it right? All right. So the answer is B. A research problem is a specific issue your study intends to investigate. Yes, this is important because this is not a topic. I've always said it that research problem is not your topic. Research problem is what you want to investigate. Before you can do any research, you need to be able to think about it. What problem do I want to solve? So if you don't have any problem that you want to solve, then there is no business doing the research. So research problem is a question you want to answer, the problem you want to solve, what you're trying to investigate in simple terms. So now let's go to the next one. Question 2. Which of these is the best research question? Listen, which of these is the best research question? A, social media. B, social media and students. C, how does social media affect everything? C, how does social media use influence academic engagement among undergraduate students? How does social media use influence academic engagement among undergraduate students? Now, don't just choose the one that sounds academic. Think about what actually makes a good research question. What makes a good research questions? Okay, so I'll give you some time to answer it. Okay, the correct answer to that is D. The correct answer to that is D. How does social media use influence academic engagement among undergraduate students? Do you know why? Because it is very specific to investigate. You are telling us, you are already telling us exactly who you want to investigate. You are investigating undergraduate students. You will know what you are looking at. We know who you are looking at. Not just social media and engagement. We know who you are looking at. We know what you are looking at. Do you understand? That is what and what relationship the issue has. I mean, what relationship we are interested in. Do you understand? By let me come again. We are looking at what you are looking at. We know what you're looking at. We know who you are looking at, and we know the issue you are interested in. Now, the next question. Before the next question, I want to know if you're following. If you are new here, I can see that some people are new here. If you are new here, quickly drop you a comment in the live chat. Tell us where you're coming from. I mean, tell us where you are watching from, and also tell us whether you're an undergraduate, whether you're an undergraduate, a postgraduate researcher, or you were just here to learn. I would like to know in the live chat. So drop your comments in the live chat. If you have any question as well, drop it in the live chat. Now let's continue. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe to this channel. There are lots of things I will be doing on this channel that I am already doing. Some videos recorded, some are yet to be uploaded, some are still being filmed, but you're going to learn a lot on this channel. So you better subscribe now. All right, so let's go to the next question. What is the main purpose of a literature review? This is very important. What is the main purpose of a literature review? Literature review is very important, and there is no research work that you don't have to do literature review. There is no research work. I can see you, Abiba Fatima. You're welcome. So there is no research work that you will not do. Uh, that there is no research work, right, that you will not do literature review. So literature review is very important. So let me not say too much about it. Let's go to the next question. What is the main purpose of a literature review? A, to show that you have read many books. B, to summarize every article you find. Well, C, to critically examine existing research related to your study. D, to make your thesis longer. I have been teaching this. Right? I have been teaching this. So please answer me. Answer me. I can see you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your support. So now, this one is very important because I know that a lot of students struggle with chapter 2. They don't know what it is for. So I'm waiting for you to answer that question. Okay, so the answer to that question is C, to critically examine existing research related to your study. I have always said that, you'll be watching my literature review content very soon. Different literature review, how to write a literature review, how to differentiate between literature review and a theoretical framework, how to, a lot. So now, literature review is about existing research. What has been done before. That is literature review. So the right answer is C. Because a literature review is not just about showing your supervisor that you have read articles, it's also about reviewing that literature, right? Critically examine. All right. So now it's not about making your thesis longer. So that other option is wrong. Option D is wrong. So now let's go to the next one. Like I said, literature review is about what other researchers have found, where the areas they agree, the areas they disagree, and the like. So let's go to the next one, which is question 4. And before we go to question 4, this is one of the reasons I wrote my book, The Ultimate Literature Review Guide. That book is coming up soon. So I need you to um I need you to subscribe to my channel and also my WhatsApp channel. There, I will be uploading some things. I'll be giving you updates on my WhatsApp channel. So quickly, let me post that on my live channel, on my WhatsApp channel. Let me quickly post my WhatsApp channel link on the. Let me pin it on the live chat. A minute, please. Let me quickly do that. So much for me, I cannot tell it all. Narekelemo. Sorry, let me quickly do that. Okay, I believe that the link is copied now. So let me go to YouTube and quickly post. Let me quickly post it on YouTube so that you can see my live channel. So that you can see my live channel. So that you can see my live channel. Okay, so I've just done that. I have, so for updates, feel free to follow that WhatsApp channel so that you can have all the updates that you need. You can get all the updates that you need on my channel. Now let's go to the next question quickly. Let's go to the next question quickly. Now to question 4. All right, so question 4. What is a research gap? What is a research gap? A mistake in your research. B, something existing research has not adequately addressed. C, the space between two chapters. D, a disagreement with your supervisor. What is the answer? Is it A, mistake in your research? Is research gap something existing that has not adequately been addressed? C, is research gap the space between two chapters? And D, is it a disagreement with your supervisor? I'm waiting for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. The right answer to that is B. A research gap is something that has not adequately been addressed. So you know that we have said it over and over again that literature review has to do with when you want to talk about literature review has to do with what has been done, right? And your own work, before you can do any research, there has to be a problem. So when you are talking about that problem, you will talk about a gap. So you will say something like, oh, other researchers have done this, other researchers have done this, but this is what I want to do. Now, that thing that you want to do is because there is a gap in research. That means that there is something that has not been done. I know that a lot of people have done things about social media and academic engagement. I know a lot of people have done some things about undergraduate students in relation to research. In relation to social media. But now I want to focus on postgraduate students. And I don't just want to focus on postgraduate students. I want to focus on postgraduate students in University of Lagos. Do you understand? Because I don't think, not that I don't think, please. Because there are limited studies on that area. That is a research gap. So let's go to the next question. And like I said, this ultimate literature review guide, I talk about how you can find literatures, how you can write in your literature review from beginning till the end, step by step process, in a simple way that you can understand. And whatever department that you have, you are going to learn very well. Whatever department that you find yourself, I have different multidisciplinary examples that can definitely fit into your study. So don't worry about your department, whether you're in the sciences, your social sciences, law, it's not a problem. Humanities, it's not a problem. So now let's go to the next question, which is question 5. Do you have to read every article you download? Do you have to read every article you download? This one particular one is a little bit tricky. Do you have to read every literature that you download? All right. A, every single one. Yes, every single one. B, only if your supervisor tells you so. C, no, you don't. You need to identify and engage deeply with literature relevant to your research. D, only articles published in the last month. What's your answer? Is it every single paper, every single literature that you must read? B, Is it only if your supervisor tells you so? If your supervisor does not tell you, you not read it. Then C, you need to identify and engage deeply with literature relevant to your research. And D, only articles published in the last month. The right answer is C. Exactly. C. Exactly. So you need to identify the ones relevant to your research. So before you can say that, oh, I want to read a literature, you must know that it is relevant to your research. And how do you know that it's relevant to your research? All you need to do is that check the keywords, check the abstract, because in the abstract you already have the research problem, you have the methodology, in your abstract you have the findings, you have the conclusion. So you don't need to start reading the whole book for you to know whether it's relevant. It is when you know that it is relevant that you now dive into the book. I mean, you cannot begin to read 200 articles that are not relevant. You need to read the abstract and know that it is relevant before you now go into the study. Now, let's go to the next question, which is question 6. If you are following, say I'm following. If you are an undergraduate student, tell me you're an undergraduate student. If you're a postgraduate, tell me in the comment section, in the live chat, and tell me what you're watching for. Now, let's go to the next question. Can your research topic change after you begin your research? Can your research question change after you have begun your research? A, never. B, yes, it can be refined or modified as research develops. C, only after graduation. D, only if your supervisor changes. Can your research topic change after you begin your research? What's your answer to that? What is your answer to that? The simple answer to that is, guess it? Yes, it can be modified. It can be revised. The topic you started with can be revised. It's not whether your supervisor likes it or not. It is not whether, what are the other options here? Not only after graduation, that is not correct. When your supervisor changes, no. Whether or not your supervisor changes, you can still retain your topic. If your current supervisor is no longer, probably is no longer around or available, you can always change your supervisor and your topic remains. So it's not your supervisor, it is not supervisor change that would warrant a change of topic. Your topic can be revised and modified as research goes. Now to the next question. I'm going to still do another video, another YouTube live video, where I'll be talking about supervisors, how when it comes to research topics, how to choose a research topic and the like. So, but then today's Q&A, strictly Q&A. Now to the next question. What should you do when your supervisor gives you a feedback that you don't agree with? This is not, I mean, this is not about research. Basically, this is about research, but maybe not about writing. You get it? So, what should you do when your supervisor gives you feedback you don't agree with? A, ignore it. B, argue with your supervisor. C, consider the feedback and discuss your academic reasoning respectfully. D, delete your entire research. Think about it and let me quickly share my live video on YouTube. All right. Okay, what's your answer? Drop your answer in the comment section. Drop your answer in the comment section. All right. So let me quickly. I have a few more minutes. We have some more minutes. So Elohim, Elohim, Adonai. Elohim. All right. Okay, so let's go. Now let's go to the next question. The next question is okay. Oh, so what's the answer to that? I've already. Can your research topic change after you have been told? We've done that. This next question is what should you do when your supervisor gives you a feedback you don't agree with? Is it to ignore it? Is it to argue with your supervisor? Is it to consider the feedback and discuss your academic reasoning respectfully? Is it to delete your entire research? The answer to that is C. Consider the feedback and discuss your academic reasons respectfully. Like I said, if I get more questions on these areas, I'll make sure that I'll make another video talking about supervisor relationship. And that's because you don't, of course, I've told you the answer to that. You consider it, yes, but consider the feedback and discuss your academic reasoning respectfully. It is not when your supervisor tell you something, it could be that your supervisor does not understand the angle that you're coming from. Because he's been there in the academia does not mean that he will know everything about what you want to do. Your duty as a student, as a postgraduate student, and even an undergraduate student, is to communicate your ideas to your supervisor. The fact that your supervisor tells you that, okay, why don't you do it from this angle? Why don't you do it this way? Does not mean that you have to do that way. It could be that your supervisor is seeing your problem from another angle. And yes, you can consider it because sometimes they are right. And sometimes you don't want to consider it because your own angle is different. So all you need to do is to communicate it with your supervisor. Oh, my supervisor, this is the area I would like to do it. This is the methodology that I would like to use, and I want to use it because of these areas. Because there may be issues. There might be issues. For instance, it can even be the issue of your sampling techniques. You may want to use a purposive sampling. You may want to use simple random sampling. You may want to use convenience sampling and supervisor. So why don't you use purposive sampling? He has the reasons for saying that. So you can consider it, but you can also communicate what you think is right for you to do. Do you understand that? If you have more questions on that, please drop it. Still to the next question. All right. So which statement about academic writing is true? Which statement about academic writing is true? We're going to spend 30 minutes on this live video, so we're gradually rounding up. We have about 7 minutes to go. So, which statement about academic writing is true? A. Reading automatically makes you a good academic writer. Mm, this is a good one. Then B. Academic writing only requires good grammar. C. You need to know how to organize, analyze, and communicate ideas academically. Then D. Use as many big words as possible. What's the answer to that? I'll wait for you for 5 seconds. So wait your answer. Let me take that question again. Which statement about academic writing is true? A. Reading automatically makes you a good academic writer. B. Academic writing only requires good grammar. C. You need to know how to organize, analyze, and communicate ideas academically. And D. You should use as many big words as possible. Okay, now we are getting serious. What's your answer to that? You can drop it in the chat box. You can drop it in a live chat. What do you think about it? Well, academic writing is not about big grammar. Academic writing is not about big grammar. Academic writing is about how you think, how you organize, analyze, and communicate ideas academically. So the answer to that is C. The answer to that is C. Because grammar does not make your work good. You can write, a lot of big words, but your paper is still not academic. So it's not about that. Okay, so the ninth question says that what should you do if you have read so much that you are completely confused? A. Download another 100 articles because in some universities, you even in your first year of your PhD, you can be told that, oh, go and read for first year, go and read. I don't know if there are still universities who do. I mean, I don't know if we still have universities who do that. I don't know about it, but I have heard how some lecturers will tell you that the first year of PhD, just go and read. So now my question says that what should you do if you have read so much that you're completely confused? You can read so much and be confused, yes. So is it that you download another 100 articles? Is it that you stop and organize what you have already read? Or C, do you give up? Or D, should you copy someone else's literature review? The answer is quite simple. The answer to that is B. You don't need to download 100 articles. I've always said that. See, when it comes to academic writing, it's not about read, read, read. See, you can read and not know what to write, because when it comes to academic writing, you don't just read, you also write. So you can read. For instance, you are reading, you want to talk about cancer in women. You want to talk about cancer in women, and then you give out, let's say, in women between the ages of 35 and 45, and you have read a lot of articles, you have read a lot of books on this subject. You have a lot of information, because when you read to get information, you read to understand, right, those articles. Now, after you might have read those articles, you might have read those books, it does not automatically translate into writing, except you know how to write. I'm not saying that reading is not good. Reading is very good, it's very, very important. But if you read, the fact that you read so much doesn't mean that you can write good. You have to know how to write. Do you understand? So the answer to that is stop and organize what you have already read. And if you want to know how to write well, how to write a literature review, that is exactly why I wrote my book, Ultimate Literature Review Guide, that can help you from the beginning to the end. you know, I have been here before, and I must say it's I must acknowledge Professor Ayontayo's book here on this live video. Professor Ayontayo's book was the one that helped me during my undergraduate, during my masters, because what the kind of research methodology, the kind of referencing styles I was exposed to during my undergraduate days was quite different from the one that I was exposed to in my master's, because we're different universities. For my I went to a different university in my undergraduate, and then another one for my master's. So by the time I was to do my research, I was exposed to another form of referencing, and that really, you know, if not for that book, God bless Professor Yontayo, it really helped me in my research. So, and that is why I always say that there is a need to read generally your literatures, and there's a need to get a book that will guide you from beginning till the end. And that is why I'm talking about the book, or the Ultimate Literature Review Guide. To talk about conceptual review, empirical review, theoretical review, the framework that you need to use, how you can organize your work and the like. So yes, when you are completely confused, stop and organize what you have already read. Now to the question 10. We have how many minutes to go? We have about 2 minutes to go. If we can still have about 3 more questions, fine. Yeah. So then, what is the most important thing to remember about postgraduate research? What is the most important thing to remember about postgraduate research? A, you must know everything about before you begin. B, your first topic must be perfect. C, research is a process of asking questions, investigating, learning, and refining your thinking. D, your supervisor must do most of the thinking. What's the answer to that? Let me give you 5 seconds. 1, 3, 4, 5. All right. So I'm going. Before I answer that question, I will take it from the beginning again. What is the most important thing to remember about your postgraduate research? A, you must know everything before you begin. That's not correct. You must not know everything. Even as a PhD holder, you don't know everything. Even as a professor, you don't know everything. Exactly. You don't know everything. Okay. B, your first topic must be perfect. Your first topic does not have to be perfect. In fact, there might be, should I say, there will be a lot of refining. Because sometimes I don't have a lot of refining, but most likely you will eventually refine your topic. So your first topic does not have to be perfect. You can always refine it as times goes on, as research progress. Then C, research is a process of asking questions, investigating, learning, and refining your thinking. That's the right answer. Because when it comes to research, it's about asking the right questions. Even when you want to go for interviews, you want to do questionnaires, you want to conduct research, you have to be able to ask the right questions. So research is about asking questions, investigating, learning, and refining your thinking. Then D, your supervisor should do most of the thinking. That's not correct. The answer is C, because your supervisor, I've always said this, that I think I made a post about this recently on my social media handle. Yes, on my social media handles. If you are not following me, learn with Dr. Mojirayo on TikTok, learn with Dr. Mojirayo on Facebook, learn with Dr. Mojirayo on Instagram. If you are not following me, please do. So yes, so research is a process. Your supervisor will not do most of the thinking for you, because I've had students tell me that, oh, my supervisor just left me alone to figure it out myself. My sister, my brother, you figure it out yourself, because the supervisor will not do everything for you. You figure it out yourself. And I am not saying that your supervisor will not guide you. They are there to guide you, but they are not there to spoon feed you. They will not spoon feed you. Your supervisors will not spoon feed you. They are there to guide you, not to tell you. In fact, as a postgraduate researcher, you need to be able to make decisions when it comes to your ideas. I mean, your topics. You have to be able to read. You have to be able to do certain things yourself, because before you can say that, oh, I am a master in this field. It takes a level of mastery. You cannot just say that you are a master's student, or you're a master graduate, right? You cannot just say that you graduated with a master's or a PhD and you don't know your field. You don't know your topic. That's not possible. So your supervisor will not do everything for you. So like I said, the question 10 is the answer is C. Let's take two or three more questions. It's time already, but let's take two or three more questions. Okay, all right. Let's see. Let's see if we can take two or three more questions, and then we call it a day. My friend in Jesus. I'm trying to see the other questions I have here, but unfortunately it's not loading. So I think that will be all for today. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Learn with Dr. Mojirayo. Make sure you turn on the notification button, because I'll be rolling on. I mean, videos will be coming up. I'll be sending videos. I'll be uploading videos. Sorry, I'll be uploading videos this month. So if you have any question, like I said, put it in the comment section. And that'll be all for today. Bye.